Some football cards are way up, while others are falling down hard. But it's not just football in the action. We're seeing some basketball and some baseball cards on the rise as well. We'll tell you which ones are the hottest and the coldest in today's Top 5.
My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. And what a time it is to be a sports fan right now. The NFL is in full swing. We've got the baseball playoffs underway, and they've been exciting so far. And oh yeah, basketball and hockey are right around the corner as well. There's a lot to look forward to this fall, including the World Cup that is now less than 2 months away. This is a pretty awesome time of the year, and also awesome is how some of the sports cards from all of those sports are going up. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but first let me remind you that our Top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting for just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. And if you scan the QR code on your screen right now or use the special link in our show description below, you'll get $10 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. Definitely check that out. All right, let's take a quick look at the overall sports card market by looking at Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 index of the 500 most prominent sports cards is up by the slightest of margins, 0.1%. It's down a little bit over the last 30 days, down around 1%. Of course, on the year, down a fair amount, down 18.3% overall. The best performing category of sports cards over the last 30 days is actually some older hockey cards. 1960 to 1979 hockey had been on the rise, whereas baseball cards from 2018 through 2020, a lot of ultra-modern baseball, they are getting beat up in price, down over 14% over the last 30 days. But let's talk about some of those individual cards on the rise. It's time for today's Top 5. We're starting today with a cold card, and one of last year's hot rookie quarterbacks is not so hot anymore. Justin Fields cards have been on the decline. It seems that sports card investors and collectors are losing some patience with Justin Fields. Now, of course, he doesn't exactly have a ton of weapons around him on the Chicago Bears, but his individual numbers are not great this year. He's completed just 49 of 88 passes. He has only 3 touchdowns in 5 games and just 679 yards passing in 5 games. That's not great. And in order for his cards to rise again, I think collectors and investors are going to need to start seeing some improvement out of Fields soon, because his cards have unfortunately been doing the opposite of rising recently. They have been on the decline. Let's take a look here at Market Movers X, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I brought 5 of his different rookie cards up on the screen. I've got his Prism Base and PSA 10. I've got his Downtown and Raw, his Prism Auto and Raw, his Optic Hollow and Raw, his Donruss Base and Raw, and you can see, guys, the pattern over the last 30 days. If I look at price change by percentage, you can really see the pattern, because this line right here is the 0% line, which means that all of these numbers are down, all of these cards are down. The one that's down the least is his Optic Downtown. That most recently sold for $500, but that is down a little over 11% from where that was previously. That card you could have bought 30 days ago for $564, so it's down a little bit, but a lot of his other cards are down a lot more. In fact, the worst of them is his Prism Base card, which is down 70%. 70%, his Prism Base card over the course of the last 30 days. That card most recently sold for $50, and people were buying that card for as much as $169 30 days ago. It has been a chilly start to the season for Justin Fields. Now let's talk about some cards going up, or more specifically, some sealed wax going up. How about the 2021 Prism Basketball Hobby Box? We are exactly 1 week away from the start of the NBA regular season. It starts on Tuesday, October the 18th. And just like what we saw in football, In the weeks leading up to the NFL season starting, Prizm football hobby boxes went up in price. Here we are a week away from the start of the NBA season, and Prizm basketball hobby boxes are going up in price as well. And of course, Market Movers X tracks almost 4,000 different sealed wax boxes, so you can keep an eye on the entire sealed wax market. And here is that 2021 Prizm basketball hobby box, and this is the chart of it over the last 30 days. There was one very low sale of this box down at $765 on eBay 30 days ago. And then there were a number of sales of this box right around $900 going back a few weeks ago. But most recently, it's broken the $1,000 mark. Most recent sale of this box is now $1,015. That is up almost 33% since the start of the season. Hopefully it's not just basketball sealed wax heating up. Hopefully a lot of basketball cards will do the same. And there are at least a few players already heating up. You're gonna see them later in today's countdown. Now let's talk about one of those hot basketball players. In the number 4 spot, believe it or not, it is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has returned to the top 5. Maybe not the player you were expecting to see in today's top 5, but the truth is he's back on the court after a very long absence. Ben Simmons is playing with the Nets in the preseason. And as you guys know, he's become one of the most polarizing figures in the NBA. People aren't sure if he's even capable of really shooting or scoring much anymore. But on the Nets, he probably doesn't need to. He's got Kyrie, he's got Kevin Durant. He can become a ball distributor, and maybe the Nets can actually reach some of that potential that everybody thought they had over the last couple of years when they attempted to assemble a super team. Will that happen or not? I don't know. And of course, guys, let me remind you, these are not card picks. We are not suggesting that you rush out and buy Ben Simmons cards today. We're simply reporting on who has been hot in the market. And the data undeniably shows that there have been a lot of people investing in Ben Simmons cards leading up to the start of this season, and the prices are all going up. Let's take a look here at Market Movers. I brought up 4 of his popular rookie cards on the screen: his 2016 Prizm base PSA 10, his 2016 Optic base PSA 10, his 2016 Select Concourse PSA 10, his 2016 Hoops base in PSA 10. You can see these are all moving up. If we look at these from a price change percentage, look here really at the last 2 weeks. You can see what these cards have done. They've all shot up quite a bit. It's actually that Hoops card, the least expensive of the cards, that from a percentage standpoint is up the most. It's up 95% in the last 30 days. Still an inexpensive card. It's only $40 for his 2016 Hoops in PSA 10, but you could have bought that card for actually as little as $13 just a few weeks ago. And that's, one large sale, maybe an outlier sale, but all of his other cards are showing similar trend patterns. His Prizm base card is up 28% over the last 30 days. His Optic base card is up 23% over the last 30 days, and his Select Concourse card is up 11% over the last 30 days. Now the only question is, can Ben Simmons and the Nets actually deliver this season? That remains to be seen. On to baseball for the number 3 spot, and a guy who's been on the list a lot recently is back again. Albert Pujols has maybe now ended his career as one of the best hitters, maybe the best hitter of our generation. The Cardinals were unfortunately just knocked out of the playoffs by Philly, so his year is done and his career may be done as well. He's already announced his retirement, but he was able to hit that milestone of 700 home runs with an unbelievably hot stretch in the second half of the season, actually ending his career at 703 home runs. And his cards have been trending up for a while. They've continued to trend up, although now that the season is over, will we see them trend down? We may. A couple of them are already starting to do that. But if you look at the last 30 days, the last 60 days, the last 90 days, the last 120 days, they are way up. Here's a few of his rookie cards on the screen. I've got his 2001 Upper Deck base card in PSA 10, his 2001 Topps Chrome Traded base card in PSA 10, his 2001 Bowman Gold base card in PSA 10, And his 2001 Topps Stars base card in PSA 10, you can see it doesn't really matter what card we're looking at. We're looking over the last 90 days, and they are all up considerably over the last 90 days. It's his 2001 Upper Deck base card that is up the most. It is leading the pack, up 126% in the last 90 days. Most recently selling for $677, and there were sales of that as over $700 as well. Several sales of it over $700. You could have bought that card 90 days ago before he started on that magnificent run for just $300. So that right there, very, very nice appreciation over the last 30 days. And all of his cards have done this type of stuff. For example, his, let's take a look here at his 2001 Topps Chrome Traded base card. That most recently sold for $3,300. That is a 65% increase from the $2,000 sale of that card 90 days ago. Back to football for the number 2 spot today, and a second-year quarterback who is exceeding expectations for many. Trevor Lawrence finally looks the part, or at least maybe until the last couple of games. He had a really great start to his season. Now they are, of course, coming off a pretty bad loss to the Texans, where he didn't look so good. But overall this season, he has looked better than many expected based on how Jacksonville performed last year. He's passed for over 1,200 yards. He's got 8 touchdown passes to only 4 interceptions. And the Jags offense, for the most part, has shown some exciting flashes. You, of course, have ETN in the backfield. You've got Christian Kirk at receiver. They've shown that they can get some things done. And as a result of this, football card investors and collectors have hopped back on Trevor Lawrence's cards. And you can see what that has meant from a price perspective. I brought up a variety of his rookie cards here on the screen. I've got his Optic Downtown in PSA 10. That, of course, is a very high-end card, as well as his Prism Silver in PSA 10, another high-end card, both of those from 2021. And then I've also got his Optic Hollow in Raw, his Select Field Level Silver in Raw, his Prism Silver in Raw, and his Prism Base in Raw. If we look at price change by percentage over the last 30 days, you can see all of these are up. They have all gone up. It's actually the Prism Silver that is up the most. That recently sold for around $2,000. Of course, that is a pretty rare card there in PSA 10 condition. But that card at $2,000 represents almost a 100% increase from where it had been when it sold for $1,000 just a few weeks prior to that. But all of these cards are going up. The Prism Silver in Raw condition is also up over 82%. The Prism Base, very inexpensive Prism Base card in Raw condition, only currently selling for around $13, but even that is up 28% from where it was. You could have picked that card up for as little as $7 to $8 just 30 days ago. So no matter if you're on the low end of the Trevor Lawrence market or on the high end of the Trevor Lawrence market, chances are your cards have gone up in the last 30 days. It's time for today's number 1 card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs you see in today's episode are from Market Movers, and Market Movers now tracks more than 1 million cards, and it's only $9.99, and you get 7 days free, so there's no reason not to try it right now. Go to sportscardinvestor.com, click on Market Movers in the main menu bar. It will be your best friend if you are buying or selling football cards, basketball cards, or hockey cards for this upcoming season. All right, it is time. Back at the number 1 spot today, ladies and gentlemen, Zion. Zion Williamson has returned to the top 5 in a commanding position. 1 week away from the start of basketball season, Zion's card market has gotten hot once again. Now, of course, the key for Zion is, can he stay healthy this season? Because through his first 3 seasons in the NBA, he's only played 85 games. 85 games. A foot injury forced him to miss all of last season. He's had the injury bug. It has not been great for his first 3 years. But he looks the part again. He's playing well in preseason. And New Orleans, the Pelicans, can be really good this season potentially if he remains healthy. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum are a nice scoring combo. They've got Herb Jones. He's a nice piece from the 2021 NBA draft adds Zion into the mix, and the Pelicans could actually be a little bit of a force. There are many basketball card collectors and investors who are back in on Zion, buying his cards. We're seeing sales volume increase, and we're seeing prices increase. Let's take a look. I brought up 6 of his popular rookie cards on the screen. All of these are in PSA 10. His, of course, iconic 2019 Prism Base and Prism Silver cards, his Optic Base and his Optic Hollow cards, and his Select Concourse and his Select Concourse Silver cards, all in PSA 10. And looking over the last 30 days by price change by percentage, you can see these are all up. A couple of these are up over 50% over the last 30 days. His Optic Base card is up 49.1%. His Select Concourse card is up quite a bit as well. That one is up 46.2%. His Concourse Silver card is up 51.5%. All of these have shot up over the last 30 days. That Optic Base card, by the way, currently selling for $85 in PSA 10 condition. And that card just a few weeks ago was selling for as little as $50. So you can see the increase on that one. And even his super high population 2019 Prism Base card, which has a crazy high population now of almost 22,000. Look at the population of that card. It's absolutely staggering. 21,844. And in fact, in Market Movers, you can see how the population count of that card has changed over time as well, which is pretty cool to look at. Even that card, with all the copies of it available on the market, even it is up over 13% over the course of the last 30 days. Most recently selling for $213, and that card was consistently selling for around $188 just 30 days ago. It's exciting. It is exciting to see what Zion is going to do in the NBA this season. I have been taking a chance on him. I bought more Zion cards this offseason. Was it a smart investment, or am I going to be really disappointed? It depends. Can he stay healthy? Can he live up to the hype? Can he play up to his previous standards? Because when he was on the court, he was pretty electric. And my fingers are crossed that he is going to be on the court and have a great season this year. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Make your predictions in the comments about how Zion will do this season. And guys, I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and hit subscribe. And go check out Market Movers X. You need it for this basketball season and football underway right now at only $9.99 per month. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers in the main menu bar. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you soon with our next one. Take care.